Ever pondered about the ripple effects of street crews in our hood? The nature of their existence, their operations, and their impact on the community is an intriguing discourse that often goes unnoticed. The heart of the matter lies in how they roll, the chaos they create, and the profound ramifications they leave behind. Let's consider the street crews, our hood's underground rulers who create disorder and enforce their own brand of justice. They're enigmatic entities, often misunderstood, whose actions echo throughout the blocks, transcending the physical boundaries of the neighborhood, shifting the balance of power, and leaving a permanent mark on the community. Their actions are not just limited to random acts of violence, but they also influence the socio-economic ambiance of the area. They create a sense of fear, alter the local marketplace, and even affect local real estate prices. The complex web of their operations doesn't unravel easily, but today, we're delving deep into the heart of the matter. We're now highlighting one such individual, a notorious figure, Samael Mathieu, a key player in the infamous NOB street mob, whose territory spans not only the dimly lit, dangerous lanes of Bourbon Street, but also includes the vibrant, graffiti-filled walls of the French Quarter. Samael is not just a common thug. He is a calculated operative who leaves a significant imprint on our neighborhood. He's known not just for his brute strength, but also his cunning strategies. His unique modus operandi and his ability to evade the law have long been a source of intrigue, making him a remarkable subject for our exploration. By dissecting Samael, we hope to shed light on the broader role of street mobs in our society. Although their actions might seem confined to a few blocks, they wield an influence that extends far beyond their immediate territory. The investigation of Samael's actions will offer a glimpse into this underworld, providing a deeper understanding of their operations. Let's explore his actions' larger impact on. In June of 2020, Mathieu, also known under the aliases Hama or Hama Thang, was indicted among 10 other defendants as part of a larger federal operation targeting the NOB street gang. This indictment was a major event that shook the criminal world and shed a light on the activities of a street gang that had been operating in the shadows for years. This event marked a significant landmark in the fight against organized crime. Mathieu, who was known in the underworld for his ruthiness and cunning, was finally facing the law. His aliases, Hama and Hama Thang, were well known across the city's underground circles. The impact of this indictment reverberated far and wide, shaking the very foundations of the NOB street gang. Many speculated that the gang would not survive this. The indictment was a part of a larger operation that saw the federal authorities cracking down on the NOB street gang. They had been investigating this gang for months, gathering evidence and building their case meticulously. This was not a random action, it was a calculated move aimed at dismantling the gang and restoring law and order in the city. This operation resulted in an unprecedented sweep that led to multiple arrests. In addition to Mathieu, 10 other individuals were indicted. These individuals, who were believed to be key members of the NOB gang, were now facing justice. The sweep was a testament to the determination of the law enforcement agencies and their commitment to the city a safer place. The culmination of this operation was a staggering number of defendants facing charges. A total of 31 individuals were indicted. This number was much higher than anyone had anticipated. It sent a clear message to the underworld. The authorities were serious about tackling organized crime, and no one was above the law. This sweep resulted in a total of 31 defendants facing charges. The city breathed a sigh of relief as the law took a significant step towards restoring peace and order. Fast forward to April the following year, Mathieu pleaded guilty to RICO conspiracy and conspiracy to distribute and to possess with intent to distribute controlled substances. His decision to plead guilty signified a turning point in his life. For months leading up to his court date, Mathieu had been preparing himself for the inevitable, grappling with the weight of his actions. His involvement in the conspiracy had started innocuously enough, with what he'd thought were harmless business dealings. However, as time progressed, he found himself in a web of illegal transactions, a web from which extricating himself proved impossible. His guilt plea was the acknowledgement of his entanglement in the distribution of controlled substances. His attorney had urged him to fight, arguing that he was just a small cog in a much larger machine, but Mathieu felt that punishment. He wanted to make amends for his actions, to pay the price for his involvement, and start anew. He stood tall in court, his gaze steady as he admitted his guilt. The courtroom was tense, the atmosphere heavy with anticipation. When the announcement came, it was as if a gavel had struck, reverberating through the silence, leaving a lasting imprint. U.S. District Court Judge Leo T. Sorokin, known for his stern but fair rulings, was the one to mete out Mathieu's punishment. His sentencing came in later, by U.S. District Court Judge Leo T. Sorokin, to 114 months in prison and 4 years of supervised release. The sentence sealed his fate, marking the end of one chapter and the beginning of another, filled with remorse and redemption. NOB, which stands for Norton/Olney/Barry, the streets in Dorchester from which the gang takes its name, is a violent criminal enterprise. This organization, steeped in notoriety, bears its name in honor of the 3 streets that lay in the heart of Dorchester, a testament to their deep-rooted presence in the community. Enveloped in a dark aura of violence and crime, its members and associates are not casual players in the underworld. Rather, they are key figures, infamous for their deep involvement in a slew of criminal activities. Their extensive crime portfolio spans an alarmingly broad spectrum. Among these offenses, they are most often associated with a series of chilling murders, both successful and attempted instances. Their audacious armed robberies, carried out with cold precision and an unfaltering lack of remorse, have sent ripples of fear across the area. Their insidious involvement in drug trafficking, ferrying dangerous substances hidden in plain sight, showcases their resourcefulness and audacity. Their ventures into sex trafficking reveal a darker side of their operations, a moral vacuum where humanity is traded like currency. And finally, their illegal handling and distribution of firearms, a tangible indicator of their power and reach, underline their enduring menace. Yet, it's not just their crimes that define them, but also their ruthless business-like approach, their territorial dominance, and their ability to instill fear in the hearts of the locals. These aspects, as much as their criminal activities, make NOB a violent criminal enterprise. Its members and associates are known for their involvement in a wide range of criminal activities. These include murders, attempted murders, armed robberies, drug trafficking, sex trafficking, and illegal firearms offenses. During the investigations leading up to Mathieu's indictment, numerous contraband items were seized, each coming with its own chilling tale. Among these illicit possessions were 11 menacing firearms, each one potentially a tool in a web of violent crime. The firearms ranged from small handguns to sizable automatic rifles, a clear sign of a heavy-handed. The investigators also stumbled upon over 1 kilogram of a lethal opioid, fentanyl, skillfully disguised as run-of-the-mill, commercial oxycodone pills. This substance, 50 times more potent than heroin, had the potential to unleash a wave of addiction and devastation. In addition, a commercial pill press was discovered, hinting at a large-scale operation of illegal drug manufacturing. But the haul didn't stop there. There was over 15 pounds of marijuana, packaged and ready for distribution. This amount of marijuana could have been a source of countless transactions, fueling the illegal drug trade in the city. Finally, investigators found approximately $36,000 in cash, possibly the proceeds from these illicit activities. Mathieu's role within the gang was significant. He was an active and violent member and a substantial fentanyl trafficker. He supplied drugs to and supported various crimes on behalf of the gang. In October of 2019, a search of a residence used by Mathieu resulted in the seizure of more drugs, trafficking paraphernalia, and 2 loaded handguns. The NOB gang's activities have been ruthless and extensive. Over the last roughly 4 years, it's alleged that the gang members and associates have committed multiple murders and shootings, many of which targeted rival gang members, particularly those of the Cameron Street Gang. In February of 2020, 2 NOB-related murders were committed in Boston and Brockton. The victim in Brockton had a twin brother who had been shot and killed in July of the previous year in Boston. A chilling remark by a NOB member during a recorded jail call during this period of violence was that the gang's rivals were dropping like flies. While the NOB gang is based in Boston, their criminal activity wasn't confined to the city. They stretched their operations across other communities in Randolph, New Bedford, Stoughton, Brockton, East Bridgewater, Taunton, and communities on Cape Cod, as well as Rhode Island, Maine, and Connecticut. This tale of the NOB gang and Samael Mathieu sheds light on the severity of gang crimes and their impact on our communities. It underscores the importance of relentless law enforcement efforts in curbing such activities and bringing those responsible to justice. It's a stark reminder of the damage caused by such gangs, the lives they ruin, and the societal fabric they tear apart.